Hello, good morning. So, I've been getting a lot of questions about Austin. So, I thought I'd talk a little bit about that and my reflections on how it differs from California. First of all, a lot of people have asked me about InfoWars and Alex and the whole team over there. And absolutely surprisingly wonderful people, actually. I don't know what I expected. Maybe a little more anger, or I wasn't sure exactly what I was expecting. I mean, some of the viewers weren't so nice about my videos, um, but that's okay. The dark side always comes after people spreading light. So um, I'm not really trying to get too caught up in that deal. I did for a second, it brought me down, and then I remembered, whenever you're spreading the light, the dark side's going to come at you in lots of ways, and sometimes those ways are trolls on YouTube. I'm always thinking, it's only going to come in a certain way, but life is like that. You shouldn't expect anything to come in a certain way because things aren't always like we think they're going to be, right? So the food in Texas is really awesome. Really great food. It's very difficult, however, to get a salad here for some reason. I don't know why. I guess Whole Foods, this is the home of Whole Foods, but I have not been able to find one. So it's really funny that even when you go out to a fancy restaurant and they have a salad bar, it's like mostly like potato salad with mayonnaise and macaroni salad with mayonnaise and not really much raw green stuff. So that's a little challenging being out here because I like to eat really healthy food and take care of, what I put into my body and everything. Try and eat organic, raw food when I can. Don't get me wrong. I've had my GMO craving moments where I've been like, oh, I really want a bad Burger King or something. But in general, the food out here is really, really awesome. There's no surf, unfortunately, but that's okay. That's okay. For a second, the really interesting difference is the men out in Texas. I'm really surprised. I guess I shouldn't be. I think maybe I've been in LA too long, but the men out here in Texas are just so wonderful. They're so chivalrous and gentlemanly, and I suppose what I'm trying to say is they allow the feminine and cherish the feminine, and it's a really wonderful thing. That seems to really be missing in LA. I don't know if that's because there's a lot of narcissists there that are just concentrated on becoming a star or whatnot. But I had a big, huge modeling contract. La-di-da-di-da in New York City, pulled out of high school, things like that. And I know what it's like to be a star for a second. But so I understand that people come out to LA and they have their dreams and they've left their families and things like that, but when things get tough, I've had to waitress and I've done that too. And I come from a hometown like that where, the guys will work three jobs, and I just forgot how wonderful men can be. The men out in Texas are just, they really honor the feminine and they really take care of the women and allow them to be feminine. And I really just appreciate that. And on a whole other level, a bunch of them have horses. And I'm a big horse fan. I used to do equine therapy at the La-di-da rehabs in Malibu. And at first it was great because, when people go into rehabs, in my humble opinion, if you're really addicted to something, it's because you're not addicted to something passionate in your life. So you're finding a false addiction, like to fill that void. And because we have this huge creative energy in us, and if we don't feel it, a lot of times we spend time stuffing it, right? And most of the time when we stuff it, we don't stuff it with very healthy things for ourselves. So I found that when I was working at the rehabs, that if I could help people find something that was joyful in their life, that it would, help keep them sober. So I started the program where I was taking all the clients out horseback riding, through the Malibu mountains, and we'd be galloping. It'd be like full on Ponderosa stuff. And there'd be so much joy in these people, because a lot of us, ride horses and stuff when we're younger, but, we forget to keep up the things that we used to do when we were younger that made us happy. Like I used to paint all the time, and the other day a friend of mine said, "Well, how come you haven't painted?" And I'm like, I don't know. Did I turn into an adult somewhere and just stop having fun? So the horseback riding was this awesome part of the rehab for me. And then the insurance companies came in and said, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You can't be taking these people out on horses. Like, they're not quite healthy." And they're like, lawsuits, lawsuits. You know how it is in this world. Everything's about a lawsuit. So then they changed it, and I had to go take these equine therapy courses. So then I could only take the clients into a small stall with a horse and kind of let them touch the horse and be around the horse. And that's awesome too, because animals have such a really high loving frequency that just being around animals can make you feel better. Like nature, just sitting in nature makes you feel better. Like I'm actually right now in the middle of a multi-freeway complex, but I've managed to find myself this little patch of green that I've now made my own, and I'm sitting here. And so that was kind of disappointing with the horses, that we couldn't actually take them out anymore. And even though the people did interact with the horses, it's not the same as, galloping through, trees and hills, and that just amazing rush of being part of the animal's movement in nature. Anyway, there's a lot of horses out here in Texas, so I am really hoping that I get to go riding while I'm out here. That's one of the big things I want to do while I'm here, besides help with the news. And finally, a lot of people ask me, why are you working with Alex Jones? They think there's a lot of fear here. Well, there's a lot of fear in the news, for sure. There's a lot of scary things going on. But there's a lot of wonderful things going on, too, in life. And I'm going to try and focus a little bit more, especially in my private videos, on just keeping up the high frequency, because when it comes down to everything, the only thing, to thine own truth, to thine own self, let me try this one again. To thine own self be true. That's what my friend told me. And I've been meditating on that a lot, because, you only get one life, and what exactly are you willing to sell it out for and exchange it for? For me, I came here to InfoWars to help spread the message, because they have such an awesome team, and I really believe that maybe God sent me here to help be a part of getting the message out on a larger level. And so for me, I'm just kind of waiting to see what I'm really supposed to do. And I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace with staying in the moment and just being happy no matter what happens, because the truth is, we can't control the rest of the world. We can just control ourselves. And so today, I'm making the choice to be happy no matter what. Even though two meth head guys tried to pull me in their car last night in the parking lot. That was a little frightening, especially since I'm here alone in the big town. But I managed to Obi-Wan Kenobi that and got through that, and that was all fine and good. And I'm here today saying hello and happy Sunday to everybody. So I hope you all have a really, really wonderful day. And thank you so much for everybody that's been sending me such supportive messages, because it has kind of been a tough little trial time for me.